then that would have a huge effect on a player, whether you think it does or not. On any human it would. Even if you're strong mentally, it's difficult to hear all that, and then you start thinking things about yourself. But he puts himself in that situation. Now, we have no idea what his life is like. We never will, and it's very difficult for us to form an opinion on him without knowing. And that's why sometimes when I think heavily of opinion on someone, I take a step back and go, I haven't a clue what their life is like. I don't know what anyone's life is like, even if they're not a professional footballer. So we've got no right really to form a huge opinion on them. Now, then from a normal side as a human, once you see something, you always form an opinion, whether you think you do or not. You're always forming opinions. And why would you not rather be in someone's good books than portraying this kind of image that might sway with you or sway against you? Like Daly said, don't give them a reason to buy at. I think it's an important thing.
Just that you posed the point you just made there. I'm going to address them.
It was fantastic, to be fair. Like, I think the brand that you have is social media planted, and as you said earlier, once it's out there, it's out there. Nobody can take it down. You know, actually, so careful.
So think about what you're saying. Like, you made the point that we get like one or two, say, bad comments, and like for us, it's grand. Like, we don't take things too personally.
It's quite funny.
But imagine you're, let's say, Jesse Lingard, for example. Let's say he has a bad game. The last thing you want is everybody online to just be
slating you.
Abusing you, slating you, abusing you, whatever it might be, whatever word you want to use. How mentally damaging that is, and like to the random person throwing up the comment, like, it's fair enough if it's a comment about maybe to how he's playing or whatever, but like, people make things way too personally, and then and they don't think about the repercussions of that. Like, that hurts people.
There's a lot of insecurity in the world.
Deeply,
I think the way we're speaking about this though is like we're just accepting, like, why are the people on the other end being like that? Just because someone has an off day or something happens and they put up something on social media, it doesn't give them a right to go and comment. Now, I suppose they're allowed to voice their opinion because they're fans, they're allowed to say what they want. That makes sense. But some people, like, there's a grey area, and then there's far too far over here. I think people need to really think about what they're posting. Like, what is the actual purpose of slating Jesse? Do you want a couple of comments and all the boys to be like, oh, that's funny? Like, when you think about it, he's a footballer, he's a human.
He's a person.
He is a human, like, just like the three of us are humans, everyone watching is a human. Those things have a real dark, deep effect on humans. So once you think about it, like, it's not nice when you think about the negativity that comes to social media, but then again, negativity happens every walk of life. This hasn't changed humans, it's just exposed them, and now people can voice something from, I could go on my phone right now and just slate you on Instagram, no problem.
Yeah, but here's the thing though, but a controversial, like he's done before, but controversial opinion, right? I think you need to give those people a platform to express their hate, because if you hide them,
you don't know what they're doing.
You don't know what they're doing. It could be way more sinister. Whereas at least, let's take 60% of people who put up negative comments are, I'm going to say, decent people. They just might be really insecure or whatever. I've no idea.
They're just angry.
They're just putting posts
As a
up.
United fan, I'd be angry.
At least if they put their opinion out, the greater good can serve it. And what I mean is that people who put up negative opinions will be outweighed entirely. Like, if their opinion is just like absolute like hatred, it'll be funneled out by people who are saying that's absolutely incorrect with a free speech argument that's like, okay, and maybe that person might walk away from that a better person. At least when they can post it, it's an opportunity to learn, as awful as it is.
Yeah, no, that's true. It's like what we said. I think like I said first, and I think one of you was what I said last week. If that's obviously what we say, doing this is going to be quite difficult. If we say, let's say something on this, let's say I say whatever, I give an opinion on something, or not an opinion, I say something's a fact, and this gets 1,000 views and 900 people comment saying, what was he talking about? Like, I'm wrong. If 900 people are saying that,
100%.
The crowd will tell you.
Then
if it's right,
just
or
don't
wrong.
have a big ego about it. Then, do you know what I mean? Then it comes down to the person. You have to accept it.
Like he said, you have to let people sometimes voice. If it's an anger, it's just they make it completely personal with, for example, a famous footballer. Because if it's wrong, people will. The crowd, we hope anyone would call them out on that. And a good rule of thumb that I've been thinking of the last couple of weeks is obviously you should think about what you're going to say and the impact it might have. Don't get up and criticize something when you haven't even made your own bed, and that's a metaphor for like getting your own stuff in order. Like, you don't have a right to get up and start throwing shots at everybody if
make your bed before you criticize the world.
Yeah, it's a simple thing, but like think about it. If you're don't have your own house in order, what qualifies you to go out and start slating everything around you?
Yeah.
That's
intent.
Bigger, that's
intent is the
word.
Well. Intent and purpose.
Like that, and think about what you're about to say.
Like what Compton leaving something that someone might take offence to. You need to know what the intent is. If it's purely to get a couple of likes and a laugh at the boys, well then just don't put it up. It's quite simple. There's no reason for it. If you genuinely want to have a debate and a conversation with someone on something, no problem. Everyone's allowed to do that. But if you ask yourself, it's the same with youth footballers especially, if you're posting something, ask yourself why. What is my intent? What is the purpose of why I'm posting this? A lot of